Hey everyone, it's Alyssa. It's been so long since I made a sugar cookie decorating video and it feels nice to get back into it. So today I'm using 5 colors and 4 food gel dyes. Super black, lemon yellow, Wedgwood for the blue icing, slate for the more grayish icing, and then I saved some white icing. The first step is to outline the cookie with the blue flood icing, and then you're just going to want to fill it in. I'm using a scribe tool in order to pop any air bubbles and just to smooth out the icing. If you don't have this, you can also use a toothpick, but if you're really into sugar cookie decorating, I recommend the scribe tool because it's just really nice to have it on hand. Now I'm going to outline the lid and I'm using a medium consistency gray icing. My tip to work in an efficient way is to make sure that you're doing everything in the same order. So basically, for these cookies, you want to fill and flood all the cookies with the blue icing. By the time you flooded the last cookie, that first cookie should have started to dry a little bit. And then that way you can move on to add these other details. If the base layer hadn't dried, then these little white details would have just sunk right in. So for these details, I'm using a medium consistency white icing, and I'm just adding some lines on the side and then making that really long oval circle shape on the bottom, just to kind of give you the reflections of a jar. You can let the cookies dry, or if you're super careful, you can move on to the next step. Even though the top looks dry, it only has a very thin crust and it's really easy to crack right through it. So I'm using fondant powder and a food safe brush, and I'm lightly going in a circular motion to add on some glow that's gonna sit behind the fireflies. Take that gray icing that we used earlier, put it into a bowl, and then add powdered sugar. This way we're gonna have a stiff consistency icing. Add it to a new piping bag and cut the tip really small. Go in a back and forth motion, and this just adds some nice details to the lid. Adding the little details is one of my favorite parts about decorating sugar cookies, so today I am using a food safe marker to add on the little trail lines. So now we're gonna add on the little lightning bug's head. I'm using a stiff consistency black icing here, and I used a scribe tool to drag out some of the icing so that I could make 2 little antennae. But looking back at this video, I don't really think it's necessary, so you can make that artistic call. Then I'm going to take that stiff consistency gray icing and draw on the wings, and then use a yellow medium consistency icing to pipe the little body. Then I'm going to add some little yellow dots because I just felt like it was missing something. I actually wound up transferring the yellow icing into a new bag and then cutting the tip really small. For the final touch, I'm using this FDA approved luster powder, and I've been using this brand forever, so I trust this brand. When you go to find your edible luster or glitter powders, just be careful because not all of them are technically considered edible. Catching fireflies was so nostalgic for me, and making these cookies was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.